This podcast is produced by the Harwood Productions Podcast Network. To learn more about the network and to find more of our shows, visit us online at www.harwoodpodcast.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Harris, and today I'm making a really refreshing lemon sorbet. Sorbets are really easy to put together, and they make for a really nice light dessert. Sorbets are a really great frozen dessert to make because they're so quick and easy. You don't have to cook anything, so we don't have to worry about chilling it down before we put it in our ice cream freezer. The one thing we do have to make sure of is that the sugar in the water dissolves completely before we put it in the freezer. So I have my big 8-cup measuring cup, and I'm going to go ahead and get that water and sugar starting to dissolve. So I have 3 cups of cold water. And to that, I'm going to add 1 3/4 cups of sugar. Then I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to start to get this sugar dissolved. It'll take a couple of minutes, but I figure I might as well get it started now. That way, as I'm juicing my lemons, it has even more time to dissolve. So I'm going to give it a stir, and then I'm just going to set it to the side. Now, as you can see, I have 6 really great looking lemons here. I'm not exactly sure how many I'm going to need, but I start with 6. That way I have plenty. The first thing I want to do before I juice the lemons is I like to take a little of the lemon zest off. So I want to collect about a tablespoon of lemon zest. So I'm going to use my microplaner, and I'm just going to start taking the zest off the top, and I'll use as many lemons as I need to get 1 tablespoon. Now I've zested about 3 lemons, and this is why I love using my microplaner, because it collects right here on top, and then I can just take my measuring spoon, and that's just about a tablespoon exactly. I'm going to put that in my sugar water, and then I'm going to give that a stir. And you can see some of the sugar had started to settle, so stirring this every now and then, it'll just get clearer and clearer as that sugar dissolves. Now I'm going to start juicing my lemons. Now for this sorbet, I need to end up with 1 cup of lemon juice. So I am going to bring out my little juicer today to help me along. So I'm first going to start by getting the juice from my lemons that I zested. And then I'm going to pour that juice into a 1-cup measuring cup. And then I'm just going to keep cutting lemons in half and juicing them until I fill this up to 1 cup. Now, today it took about 4 lemons to get a cup of juice, but you never know how juicy the lemons are going to be. That's why I always start by making sure I have 6 on hand. Now, before I pour the lemon juice into my mixture here, I am going to run it through my little strainer here, because sometimes those seeds can just sneak in and you really don't want those in your sorbet. Now, as I was straining my juice, I captured some seeds as well as some pulp. And so I'm just using a little spoon, I'm kind of running it through the sieve like that. And once I get most of the juice, then we're good to go. Now I'm going to stir my juice in. And you can see how much clearer the liquid is because that sugar has dissolved. Now we're ready to go ahead and freeze this. So over here in my ice cream maker, I'm going to take the lid off, put on my chilled bowl, put the dasher in, put the lid back on, and I want to get the machine running. Then I'm just going to take my sorbet mixture and pour it right down the center. And you can see there's no sugar in the bowl, so that means it's dissolved really well. Now this is going to freeze for about 20 minutes. Well, after 20 minutes, our sorbet has gotten nice and thick, but it's not thick enough to scoop yet. We have to do a thing called hardening it off. And what I do with that is I get a freezer container and I spoon the sorbet right right into it. And then I put a lid on it and I put it in the freezer and I let this harden off for about 2 to 3 hours. When you're ready to serve your sorbet, take it out of the freezer just for a couple of minutes. Let it soften up if it has gotten really hard, and then just scoop it out into a dish. Well, if you'd like to try this lemon sorbet at home, just go to our website and visit the Sundays with Cindy show notes, and I'll have the recipe there for you. And as always, if you have any questions, please send me an email. I'll see you next time.